isn't capacity. We've heard endlessly about capacity. I'm sure Dean will talk about the capacity issue, but I'm sure you're familiar with it even more than I am, about how students are not getting into the classes that they need because there just isn't enough capacity in the system. Well, MOOCs offer unbounded capacity. I mean, if we can teach 100,000 students in a course, we can certainly solve the capacity problems in California's community colleges. Now, a second place that we can make improvements is via access. It is the case that many, over 60% of today's college students nationwide, are non-traditional students. They're working adults. It's difficult for them to find time in the middle of their day between work and childcare to come onto a college campus and take a face-to-face class. This offers them significantly greater flexibility to take at least a large part of their education in an online format, and perhaps in a blended learning format, come into class only once a week, which is perhaps much more manageable. But I think the biggest place that we have for improvement is really the improvement in quality. Because the biggest problem that we have, I think the place where the costs are highest, is the students who take a long time to complete and do not successfully complete their degree, because there is a significant investment of resources, both on their side and on the taxpayer side, at very little gain if they don't complete the degree, and with very little ability to pay back their student debt. And so if we can use a combination of the techniques that I described here to improve quality, then we can improve learning outcomes and maybe help address the cost issue on that side as well. So I think that's the end of my comment.
Thank you. That was fascinating. I think we'll go ahead with the presentations, then we'll come back to questions. So we'll move on to Sebastian Thrun. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here. I run Udacity, and like Daphne, I originated from Stanford University. And I'd like to focus my remarks on a pilot that we're doing together with San Jose State, in which an evolved version of the MOOC is presently being offered for credit to California students. Daphne very nicely laid out many of the opportunities and advantages of this new format. I often compare it to Henry Ford, who brought scale to manufacturing in automotive. I think what MOOCs do is bring scale to education in a new way, and with it come risks, advantages, and disadvantages. So on prodding by Governor Brown last summer, we put together a coalition between his government, the CSU system, San Jose State in particular, the unions, the California Faculty Association in particular, the Gates Foundation, the National Science Foundation, to investigate the use of scalable online technology of a new form for credit education in California. The problem we are to address is the fact that we are undersupplying the California market, and we don't have the access that I think we should be having. And that's manifest in many numbers. You know about the 470,000 waitlisted students that can't get in. You probably know about the 40,000 retakes that the CSU administers every year, participating students that clog the system. You know about the typical time it takes for a four-year degree in the CSU system is 6 years, not 4. You know about all these various numbers. So we were out to